Well, you all know what happened. And if you don't, last night, Italy beat us on pens and they won the Euros. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking in my head, my video didn't really age very well, did it? It's just, I can't blame us because we played the best we could in the first half, and then it just fell from there. Italy were all over us after our goal from the legend that is 20 stone Luke Shaw, but we just couldn't find another attack. Straight up, we just couldn't find another attack. And yeah, Italy beat us. I do feel as if a part of it is Southgate's fault, because I don't know why he thought putting a 19-year-old Saka on the final penalty to decide the whole match, nearly, was a good idea. He should have given it to Grealish or someone like that, who's more experienced, who's not so young, and has the confidence from the match, because Saka didn't play that good, did he? So his head was probably quite low from that. And then Gareth saying, "You're taking the last pen, mate." It's just not. It's not right. It's not right at all. But it is what it is, and the certain people who are hating on Saka, Rashford and Sancho, they're just sad. They're just really sad. Because why? That's not going to help them, especially for being racist. Like, just because they're black doesn't mean that they're any different to us. It's pretty disgusting when you see it all. And to be honest, we haven't really shown ourselves as a likeable set of fans throughout these few weeks. We've kind of, of course, we shone a random absolute idiot decided to shine the laser in Schmeichel's eye during a pen, and our fans just littering Leicester Square. It's just not a good idea, and it puts mainly a really bad view on us for everyone else, because they see us as these hooligans who just go to the match, get absolutely peppered, get hammered out of their mind, and then just ruin the game and ruin any way of doing it. Riots, whether we lose or win, it doesn't matter. We're still just disrespectful. Yeah, that's what I've got to say about England losing the final. And onto the original point of this video. I'm gonna do a review on the Euros. So, you know, strap in, get ready. Okay, so in general, this Euros has been decent. It's been, I'd say, a 7.5, maybe an 8 out of 10 at the tournament. Because some of the matches that came out were amazing. Most of the experiences were just incredible, really. And all of these teams coming back from behind, and all of the legends like Pandev scoring for North Macedonia, getting them just a goal in a tournament, in an international tournament. And at the age of 37, his final ever match for North Macedonia, final ever tournament for them. He's going to be missed by the North Macedonians. It really is. You just knew they weren't going to get out of the groups, but you didn't care. They were there, they did their job, and they did decent at it. Even if they did only score one goal or so, they did quite well, to be honest. There were obviously some sad parts of it. For example, Christian Eriksen when he had a cardiac arrest in the middle of the pitch, which still hasn't fully set in my mind that happened, and that he probably won't play football ever again. I think he's, how old is he? I think he's late 20s, early 30s, and his career's over because of the heart attack and the cardiac arrest, which is horrible to see and to hear. And the fact that all of the news companies, all of the news broadcasting like Sky and BBC were trying to just get an active film on him, didn't only put a bad name on you, but it was just plain disrespectful. I know it happened like weeks and weeks ago, but it's still just, why would you film him? And it's not even that as well. Filming his wife or girlfriend just crying, just filming her, isn't going to help. It's not gonna help. It just makes you look bad, and it's just a disrespectful act, like I've said. I think they need to learn from that. They can't be doing that again. If they do that again, then just bun it. They're not going to listen. But apart from the bads, there were some amazing moments, amazing matches, some amazing goals. For example, Schick, halfway line against Scotland, I think. Scotland, yeah. Pogba against Switzerland. Insigne against Belgium or Spain. I think it was against Spain. And what was it? Oh no. It'll come to me eventually when I'm talking about the good moments. But overall, this tournament has been very good. And it's an emotional one, because for many people, many English people, it's the first time that you've seen our country in an international final. Like, most parents probably have never seen this before. Of course, if you did see the World Cup final in '66, then it's the first time in 50 years. 50. It's the first time in 50, I think 55 years that we got to a final. And I've just got to say, I don't hate anyone, because even to get to the final and to score in the final as well is just incredible. It's amazing. It's just so... It was nobody expected it. People thought, it's England, laughing stock of a team, but we played our hearts out. And what I noticed as well is that it's all a sign. Okay, I'll explain at the end of the video what the sign is, but let's get back to the whole Euros in general. So, biggest disappointments of teams. One team, one country springs to mind instantly, and that's Poland. They did terrible in this tournament. I thought, going into this, they could be the underdogs. They could easily get to the semis. And boy, was I wrong. Going out in the group stages with 1 point. One of the lowest points of anyone. I think the only people who got lower than them were North Macedonia and Scotland. I think Scotland got the same amount as them, maybe even more. And if you're... I feel like with the amount of talent that Poland team has, with Lewandowski, Zielinski, Jozwiak, even the man of many faces, Kamil Glik. I think that's his name, I'm very sorry to Polish people if I got that wrong. They should have done better. They lost to Slovakia in the first game from a volley, then drew to Spain, which, how do you lose to Slovakia and then draw to Spain, and then nearly won against Sweden, nearly got one back against Sweden, I've got to give it to them, but they still lost and ended up crashing out the group stages in round with 1 point. So yeah. How do you do that? How do you just get how do you have a player such as Robert Lewandowski who scored 41 goals and you don't get past the group stages? I just feel like Paulo Sousa needs to look at the team and he needs to come back in the World Cup and just pour his heart out. Yeah. Another disappointment, I've got to say, all of the group of death. You're all bummed, you're all dead, you're all frauds. France are frauds. Mbappe's a fraud. He scored less goals than Slabhead Maguire. He's a fraud. He's a fraud. You can't say he's not a fraud. He's a fraud. 0 goals. Zettel. Slabhead Maguire, the man with the head the shape of a brick, scored a goal. And Mbappe's a world-class player, and he didn't score. Why? How? Even in the group stages, he didn't score. And then into the round of 16 against Switzerland, and they lose. Switzerland. They come against Switzerland. They have good players, like Shaqiri. Not Xhaka, as you know, from the badge. I don't like him very much. But, you need to do better than that, France. And then Germany, losing to us, 2-0. Muller, missing an absolute stinker. He had a stinker. I was right. He's old. He's rusting up. Like when he shot that, his foot came off. Because how rusty it was. Overall. And Portugal. I understand Portugal a bit. They aren't a Belgium, who are a good team. They're a good team. They're a very good team. Got to say. But France, they're the main ones. The team that everyone thought was going to win, the favourites, are out in the round of 16. Yeah. Now for the biggest surprises, you got to say England, because Italy, you think they can go far, but not England. You never expect England, do you? Because we're just usually so dead. We usually so shit. Sorry for the swearing. We're usually terrible. And like at the 2016 Euros, we went out to Iceland. We lost to a team where like half of them, like most of them weren't professionals. And then we go to the final. Sure, we lose, but we went to the final anyway. So I've got to put that up to speculation whether England is the biggest shock. Also Denmark as well, playing their heart out. And it was everyone's second team, practically. Behind the country you're from, you supported Denmark because of course, Ericsson. And if I wasn't from England, I would have been rooting for Denmark in that semi-final. Because it would have been amazing, wouldn't it? To see Christensen or Kjær, I don't know how to say it, lifting the trophy for Denmark. That would have been amazing. But they went to the semis anyway. They did incredible. Same with Switzerland. They did good. They got to the quarters, and then sadly lost to Spain. But I think properly, the two teams they can put are England and Denmark for the biggest shocks. And for the biggest disappointments, I'm going to say Poland, because they just getting knocked out in the group stages is, and last as well, not third. No, last is no. That's not good. And yeah, that's the Euros tournament. Euros 2020. Italy won. First match started with them. Last match started with them. And yeah, the sign. 2018, England. Semi-finals of the 2018 World Cup. The 2021 Euros. We go to the final. And we lose. So, in a year's time, it'll be the 2022 World Cup. And should I tell you what we're going to do? We're going to take it home. It's not going to come Rome like it did yesterday. It's going to come home. And we're going to have a year's worth of training to make sure that happens. But yeah, the Euro's been good. It's been fun. It's going to be weird not turning on the TV and seeing football on. Yeah. It's coming home in 2022. And also, typical Edward, you get your pound for winning the bets, mate.